We booked the cheapest Airbnb in the UK that we could find. We'll show you a tour of that Airbnb, what it's like, and we'll show you the town that we ended up in. But first I'm going to give you a hint. Across from our flat that we are staying in, there is a plaque of Vincent van Gogh because at one point in time, he lived here. Do you know where we are yet? I'll tell you in a minute. But first, let's check out our Airbnb. Welcome to our 2-bedroom, 1-bath, full kitchen Airbnb. When we booked this, we decided that we needed to, first of all, have one that was pet friendly. We needed a place with about a few weeks notice, and we needed it to be about a week and a half because we are kind of in between trips right now. We just ended one road trip. We're gonna take another road trip soon. And we just needed a place to chill out for a little while, a cheap, inexpensive place. It needed to have a full kitchen, it needed to have Wi-Fi, and we needed a washing machine because we've got to do some laundry. So those were the prerequisites. And in the given time constraint, this was the cheapest place that we could find. This place cost us about £47 per night total. It does sleep 6. So if you wanted to split it with people, that would only make it about £7 or £8 per person. But let's give you the tour before we kind of get into that, because it is pretty small and it's also laid out kind of weird. There is this split bathroom is quite large, but then the actual toilet is on the other side of the hall and it's a very tiny little closet space. The other thing is that, let me show you Jeremy real quick. As you'll notice, Jeremy is taller than the door frame over there, which that seems to be a common occurrence for us here in the UK.
If it's an older building, yeah.
The shower is also quite short though.
Yeah. I don't fit well there.
To give you an idea, me standing on the flat ground, I don't have a lot of room between here and the ceiling. Once you get into the shower, I pretty much am at the height of the ceiling. So Jeremy has a really fun time being about 6'4". The entryway does have a nice, shoe rack, little section for coats. There's an ironing board, lots of cleaning supplies in this cabinet. There is this weird kind of long hallway. Like it just seems like there's a lot of space that isn't utilized well. This room is a pretty good sized room. It just, the furniture seems kind of a lot, although I do like it. It's got some like kind of cool vintage leather furniture. It's a little worn, but it's perfectly acceptable and perfectly like baseline standards of clean here. So I'm good with that. There's also a bed. There's 2 beds. There's 3 beds. There's a king size bed, which I am still confused by king versus queen here in the UK versus the US because our king size beds are bigger, but apparently that's a king size bed. The other bedroom has a twin, or actually 2 twins that can convert into a double. We're actually trying to figure it out because I think that this can be either 2 twins or, yeah, see, it's got double slats so they slide out.
Oh, it does slide out.
So
okay.
It can be a double. Our friends are joining us this evening, so they get to have a regular bed.
Yeah, they get to try that out.
This kitchen is pretty good sized. I think we've definitely stayed in some Airbnbs that have had better layouts here in the UK, more like open floor plan. But I think that there's a lot of space in here. It makes it a good place for cooking. There's all kinds of utensils and pots and pans. I feel like it's pretty much got everything that you would need kitchen-wise. And it's got one of the biggest fridges I have seen in an Airbnb here in the UK. Like pretty much a full-size fridge and freezer. So that is nice. Plus you've got the washing machine, a pretty good sized sink. We've had bad luck with sinks lately, so to have a really like good sized sink, that feels good to me. It's kind of a tight space, but there's a 4-seated chair table situation. There's a table with 4 chairs is what I intended to say. And there's a clothes rack so you can dry out all your clothes, and plenty of hangers, which is good. Never know what that situation's gonna be like when you're doing laundry, but we're all good there. So this is our Airbnb. It is kind of weird because Jeremy's making dinner. This is the first time that we have made dinner in the UK. We've always been kind of on the go so much that we've just grabbed, like ready meals or grab and go meals, and Jeremy's gonna be making us dinner. So I'm excited about that. What are you making us for dinner?
Spaghetti, Like nothing super exciting, and a salad, and oh, we have been having the baked camembert cheese a lot in the last little bit, and did get some of those for us. Yep, gonna make that.
Jeremy's been simmering this all day. It smells really good. I'm excited.
And now that we've showed you the place, our friends will be here later, but right now we're gonna show you a little bit around the town.
Our Airbnb is in Ramsgate in the county of Kent. This cute little seaside town is considered one of the great English seaside towns of the 19th century. Are you ready to explore Ramsgate? Yeah. We're staying on Spencer Square, which is this cute little park in the middle that has tennis courts and I guess not grass, it's more of a hard surface, but every day there are people out here gardening and you can just tell that the people who live around here love and take care of this little park. In the middle of this park, there's this little bust of Vincent van Gogh, which I think that's the American pronunciation. I think in the UK, I think it's pronounced Van Gogh here. But I used to have a Dutch coworker, and I believe that she said that the actual pronunciation was like Van Hoff or Van Ho. So I guess UK and America, we're all wrong. I love that this plaque says that in the summer of 1876, when he lived here, he was very happy here. That's an important fact.
Yeah, later in life he had some definite like depression and I think maybe schizophrenic issues or something, but apparently he was happy here.
They have 6 real ales here, not those fake ones. Also, I thought that said sorry, no white bread, but I don't even know what white bread means. Look, Jim Briscoe was here in 1964. Somebody that has something to do with the Rolling Stones went to that pub once.
Maybe he had some real ale.
We are only about a block away from the seafront, and wow, it is beautiful down here. It's a little bit chilly, a little bit hazy out, but man, I think the sun is shining and I'm content. There's also this walkway that looks like it extends quite a ways along the waterfront, so you could have like a nice stroll along the water.
I've got to ask, who is Frank and why does he have such a sweet van?
Jeremy just pointed out there's also a Charles Darwin blue plaque over here. According to a quick Google search, apparently Charles Darwin used to study barnacles on the seafront here, and that was his house. Pretty cool. I guess his house was listed in 2021 for sale for almost $1 million. Ouch.
You'd be right up close and personal for the barnacles.
You would.
It's right there.
You could do your own barnacle research.
Exactly.
You just mentioned that this was kind of seems like an up and coming place.
Seems like a mixture of a lot of things with a lot of fancier cars around, mixed with places that look like they're being redone.
So what you're saying is that our cheapest Airbnb we could find in a few years might be the most moderately priced Airbnb you can find.
Seems fair.
I just think it's really cool that there's so much brick everywhere, but it also has so much nature coming out of it. There's just some really beautiful architecture here. Oh cool, there's this little section of shops down underneath our road.
One of our viewers, Alex, saw that we were in Ramsgate from Instagram, so you might want to follow us on Instagram, and told us that he used to work at this place called the Mariners Bar. So we stopped on by to have a drink in his old stomping grounds.
Can I just say that as soon as we walked in, they were playing that old Pepsi commercial that has Pink and Beyonce and Britney Spears singing "We Will Rock You," and I was immediately like, yep, this is my place. Also, it's really cool in here. It's got like a cool nautical theme. There's like stuff in the table that they've just like done an acrylic pour over, and it's just really cool vibes in here.
We were considering getting some food while we were here, but apparently food service doesn't start until noon, and we're a little bit before that, so we're just gonna have a little bit of a beverage.
Cheers. Now they're playing Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation. This is officially my favorite bar now.
It's all the jams. It's all the jams.
Right down there is, I guess, the largest Weatherspoons in the world, according to one of our friends, Jason and Josh's videos here in Ramsgate. But I think what we did today at the Mariners Bar or pub was nice. That was a cool place in there, and I loved that they were playing all the good like 80s and 90s tunes.
Our friends Jason and Josh that told us it's the largest one in the world Also kind of seemed middling on whether we should go there or not, so should we?
There it is. There's the Ramsgate. Bingo, we've seen the Ramsgate.
Is that the official Ramsgate?
I don't know, it looks official.
It's a gate in Ramsgate.
We stopped in this little book bodega because they have coffee. So I got myself a latte and some postcards. And then we also stopped in this little bakery called Krusty's and got ourselves some lunch because we didn't get pizza at the other place. And we also grabbed a few little treats for us to have after dinner later with our friends. Got ourselves a warm bacon and cheese wrap.
Looks good, and it is indeed warm. Nice piece of back bacon in there and some nice cheese, and the crust is really flaky and buttery. That's pretty good.
Ooh, you're right. It's like the cheese is all gooey and yummy in the inside, and the crust is nice and flaky. This is wonderful. We also just had somebody who watches our channel stop us and tell us that we have to get a gypsy tart from here. That even though we have tried it, that this Krusty's is a place that actually makes them. So we'll have to go back in and get a gypsy tart as well and try the locally fresh made version.
Also, if you stop us, please start with my name is, or hi, my name is, because we are both very bad at asking. And that gentleman was very sweet, and we forgot to ask his name.
Made the loop back to our Airbnb. You know, somebody on Instagram asked us why Ramsgate, and I think that's also what the gentleman that we ran into in town said to us. And basically, because we could find a cheap Airbnb. I can definitely see that if we came here in the winter off season when the weather isn't as nice, that there probably wouldn't be as lovely as a time to be had here. But it's a nice little seaside town. Tomorrow, we're actually going to be visiting Margate, which is known for being like a hip, cool place to live. So I'm excited to check that out with our friends Jason and Josh. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning, and welcome to Margate.
Our friends Jason and Josh live nearby, so they're going to show us around here today.
Here it is.
There's the shell lady. We're good. Traveled a long way to see the shell lady. We stopped in for coffee and a light breakfast at Cliff's, which is a pretty cool little coffee shop. We're just walking along the seafront, enjoying the nice, beautiful day we're having. We've come to the old Kent Market. It's really neat in here. It, I guess, used to be a cinema, and now they've converted it into all these little food stalls, and I don't know, there's like all kinds of little antique shops and things. It's really one of my favorite little food halls we've been to. And I had an excellent banh mi from this Vietnamese street food place. And Jeremy and Jason and Josh all got burgers from BB's Cafe and Bar. I think pretty solid food all around. I think we also have to get something from the bakery before we go. What a nice, relaxing day that we have had here in Margate. I think this has been a really nice area to check out, and especially Ramsgate is a very inexpensive place to stay Airbnb-wise. We definitely want to come back and check out more of Kent. If you want to see our other videos in Kent, you can check out this playlist right here. Make sure you check out Jason and Josh's channel, JJ Extra. They have all kinds of videos around Kent and beyond. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our patrons for supporting our channel, and we will see you soon.